program to bring you this important message.
Yo, it's Remember the Show. Slick with the flows, where the sparring can go. Who's gonna be on, man, you never will know. Guess you better tune in, cause we live from Chicago. Belal Muhammad, that's the king of the tweets. Jason Anik looks like John, step his hands to his feet. Every Thursday, we gonna give you a treat. It's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat. And retweet, and retweet, and retweet. And retweet, it's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat.
What is up? Happy 420. It is Thursday night, April 20th, 2023, episode 98. Remember the Show. As always, we are presented by the Anik and Florian Podcast Network. My name is Jason Anik, joined not by Belal Muhammad, my regular co-host. He may creep on later, but by the multi-talented Cody Bone Marrow, usually our director. And Cody, that rap, if you call it a rap, it's a rap at the beginning of the program. That's Cody. Anyone who's wondering, I still can't get enough of it. What's up, kid?
Same. I can't wait to be able to do it live. You know.
Yeah, right.
Jason Anik, and then you walk out. Oh, I do it live. I could spit a 16.
Retweet. Yeah, right. I can help you.
Well, and happy 420 to you, Jay. I mean, I wear contact lenses. That's why my eyes are red. So
yeah, you're good. So love and respect to the great Belal Muhammad, probably sweating somewhere for maybe, hopefully, potentially a fight 2 weeks from now. It's crazy, bro. That would be like 2 weeks and 2 days from now. It's insane. But I just can't imagine what must be going. So for those who don't know, and I'm sure y'all do know, Charles Oliveira, injury, out against Beneil Dariush, UFC 288, May 6th, Newark, New Jersey, looking for a co-main event. Rumblings about Belal, Gilbert Burns, 170, 175. I don't know what to make of it, Cody, honestly, like all the back and forth. But it's like Belal, man. It's like, you know, 2-3 week notice to fight a killer like Gilbert when, frankly, he deserves a title shot. Like, talk to me, man.
Well, I know what to make of it. I got tickets to UFC 288. So I'm thinking, come on, Dana, let's get it done. So I'm just hoping that we can get this done. You know, we obviously talked to Belal and he's game. You know, the fight was starting at 175. Now we're down to 170 as, you know, Belal was posting that he's in the realm. You know, I think he's probably lighter than he usually is within striking distance. So, you know, I'm fasting as well. That's why my skin tone doesn't look as dark as Belal's. No, I'm just kidding. But you know, it's tough. You know, I think the 175 thing was probably, this is off just speculation, probably more of a health and safety thing than anything. You know, if you can't safely make the weight, then you probably shouldn't be doing it. So I'm hoping that, you know, Belal has checked all the boxes as he always does, and just excited that hopefully this fight comes to fruition and we can see our boy get another W, take that title shot away from Mr. Colby Covington, and then Abu Dhabi in October, baby. I mean, flights aren't cheap there, but we'd be going.
I just can't even imagine everything going through Belal's mind. It's like, if you're fighting Gilbert here, it's got to be a title eliminator. But it's not like Colby Covington's name is going anywhere necessarily.
Well, and I mean, with a good performance, maybe it does go somewhere. You give the promotion a reason to move off of that, because Leon doesn't want to fight until October. And to me, you know, Colby Covington isn't going to sell more in Abu Dhabi. The main man in Abu Dhabi at 170 is Belal. Remember the name Muhammad. So checks a lot of boxes. I'm hoping that the promotion can get it done. And I don't know what else would be that 288 co-main. You know, I can't see the promotion going forward with Andrade and Yan Jianan as the co-main. You know, I would even think about bumping up Frivola and Dober to that co-main event slot, you know, to get some excitement. But knock on wood, they can get this done, and we can both see our boy Belal remember the name Muhammad in Newark.
Well, Belal's boy, Jared Gordon, has a big fight this weekend. And we have a guest coming on the show tonight, so we're going to chop it up a little bit until our distinguished gentleman arrives. But, dude, big fight for Jared Gordon. Significant underdog against Bobby Green. So Bobby Green going to change his name to King after the fight. I got to love that. But so I saw Jared in Miami. Jared definitely respects Bobby Green. It's a big spot here for Jared Gordon. I'm really looking forward to watching him fight. John, my brother, brought up a good point on the Anik and Florian podcast that had he gotten that decision against Pimblett, he'd be a winner of 5 of 6 and potentially, you know, getting closer to being a ranked fighter. So talk to me about Flash, man. You like his chances? What, plus 220?
Well, of course you saw him in Miami because his flight was delayed about 48 hours. He was just sitting in the Miami airport if you wanted to say hi to Flash Gordon.
Right.
But I do think it's interesting, as you said, with the Patty, miss decision, if we can call it that. Patty is not going to be fighting for another year, he's saying, another 8 months, not until next year. So the rematch that he's kind of pining for with Jared Gordon's going to have to wait on the shelf. And when that number came out, I was just a little shocked. I think Jared does everything that Bobby Green does poorly, and he does it well. Jared is relentless. His cardio is always going to be at the next level. His heart is never to be questioned. All these things that I feel like have come into question maybe with Bobby Green. Always an exciting fighter. I don't want to denigrate the guy. I believe that it is going to be a banger of a fight. But I think with his last fight as Bobby Green, it is going to be an L. So unfortunately, Bobby Green is going to retire on a loss. He's going to move to the name King, not King Green, but just King, I guess.
Just King.
Just like Madonna. I'm not sure how well that's going to work. But did you see the interview, the media day scrum that he came with a rack, like a 60K rack? He's got all these things on the hands,
So what's his bonus? 60K? Is that what he wins if he win, or is that his win bonus? Is it 60 to show, 60 to win? Is that why he has 60K on the shelf?
I would doubt that at this point in his career he's 60 and 60, but I literally have no idea what that is from, especially because Uncle Sam's coming in. Like that 50 goes away real quick. Then it's more like 30, So, but I did think that he's just one of the most interesting guys. It's a tough fight it's a tough situation when somebody that is going against somebody that you like, and it's like, oh, I don't want either guy to win, or either guy to lose, but I want Jared Gordon to win, and I'm definitely going to be rolling with him this weekend.
It really is interesting. You bring up there are so many sort of fight, even Burns, Belal, if that happens, right? Like they were a row apart in New York City. They have the same management, right? I mean, it's unbelievable. It's these guys are like going to become, if they fight, there's heat on that. And they appeared to be friends to me, back in November.
Well, and he's been on the show, at some point, everyone's going to have Ben on Remember the Show. So it's just going to be like, oh, we had you on the show. We had you on the show. But yeah, Gilbert is one of those guys who you feel like you could sit down and have a beer with, and pop some acai maybe after the fight. But if that fight gets booked, like we're team Belal Muhammad, no Dorino in this building.
Well, yeah, and I'm going to be in Newark. My flight's already booked. If maybe on short notice, Bully needs an extra guy in the corner, like I'll keep my mouth shut. I mean,
see, I'm just trying. I'll be a training body in the room. I'll just be like, just fuck me up. Like, if you just take some, I'll be the 6th round or something like that, And
yeah, but what do you weigh? What do you weigh today?
Well, a good fighter never reveals his weight,
Bully weighs about 189 a couple days ago.
I'm probably like, I could probably make 170 in an hour. So I'm light. So I'm pretty light at this point.
All right. There you go. All right. Well,
but
moving on quickly.
You did say, well, listen, I want to address here. So you're going to be in Newark. I'm going to be in Newark. I think it's going to be exciting. And one man that is going to be joining us today on the program is Mr. Sadibou Sy. Sadibou, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Good to have you, brother. So those of you who don't know, we're joined by the 2022 Welterweight PFL champion, Sadibou Sy. Just to introduce myself to you, I might look familiar. My identical twin brother, John Anik, is a UFC commentator. I'm sure you know Kenny Florian very well. They host a podcast together, but I want to congratulate you on an enormous win last year. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
How you doing, brother?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. If I didn't have the Anik name, I would definitely recognize that you have similar voice as well. You sound just like your brother. Thank you guys for having me.
So you fought 6 days ago. Technical knockout.
Yeah.
I know it's well known, but anyone who hasn't seen the finish, it was a kick to the midsection, accompanied by a laugh. A knee, excuse me.
Yeah.
But what I'm more interested in talking about is you immediately laughing because you knew the fight was over in that moment, and just the joy on your face. So what a moment, man. Good start to this year for you.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a perfect start. We actually trained on like that specific move, and we saw that, because the thing is, we knew that he was gonna try to close the distance, and he's not the type of guy that's gonna stay in your face. So he's gonna stay long and then blitz. So first round, coaches was like, just make him miss, and give him the false sense of security, right? Now he tried to commit a little bit more, and the first knee the coaches called for was that one. And coming from the kickboxing and Muay Thai background, like I've done that a couple of times with the ribs or the liver. So for him not to go down right away and like give me that like, I just do. I was like, oh, it's a wrap. So it wasn't, to be honest. Like it looks like I was like conquered. For me, the laugh was a release. Like
I hear you.
yeah, it was more so, to be honest. To be honest,
no, I
because
hear
I
you.
knew. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and it didn't look bad on your part. I hear you. No, there was humility in the laugh. You weren't being a jerk.
Yeah.
Well, so for me, I produced the Anik and Florian podcast. So I texted Kenny before this fight started, and I was like, what is my guy Sadibou Sy doing not on the main card? Like, I thought that was such a slight on you. You know, you're an absolute dynamo when you're in there. You're one of the legends of the PFL. I just couldn't believe that you weren't on the main card. Is that something that like you thought about going into it, or did that play into, you know, maybe your animosity in the fight?
To be honest, they just switched on me like maybe 2-3 days prior to the fight. They were like, did the main card and then the late card. So for me, I'm like, I'm good with closing the show. Like, you know, so it was no animosity for me.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I heard you say, and I think it might have been back to last year, but your goal was sort of to focus on wrestling and grappling. But now, you know, you feel really good, so you're ready to sort of start finishing fights again. You know what I mean? And so certainly that's what happened that night. So what a night for you. So I want to, for those who don't know, so you've been in the PFL since 2018, if I'm not mistaken, right? And it took you 4 shots, right, to finally realize a championship. And you know, I think so getting over the hump in that way. There's so many athletes. Even Kenny Florian, we've mentioned his name a couple times. He competed for the UFC champ twice. Cody fought for the belt, but didn't have the strap around his waist. Even Belal Muhammad, a fellow welterweight, so hopefully he'll join us soon. But the host of this program, you know, he's yet to get that strap too. So getting over that hump, I mean, what you went through with those 4 to finally get over the hump had to just be an incredible feeling for you.
To be honest, just the way you broke it down is just that. For me, that's the thing that I go back to the most. Like people are like, how does it feel with the money? Like for me, the thing that I honestly try to push, and the thing that I honestly think gonna inspire is I failed first year, second year, third year, but I was like, listen, I'm not gonna just sit around and not do nothing and hope that I'm one day gonna become a champion. I made the sacrifices. I made the move from Sweden to Las Vegas. And finally, I believe that I found the right regimen for me to be able to be successful. So that's something that I'm very proud of.
So is that a situation where like you finally feel like you have mastered that PFL schedule? You know, Brendan Loughnane talked about how it's just different, you know, like the knowing when you're going to fight and that sequence of having to come back. Like, do you feel like you've just kind of mastered that and that's why you were able to see that championship last year?
I believe that's part of it, to be honest. As speaking to Rory McDonald, is one of the guys last season, he was like, man, like, people don't realize how hard this schedule is. Like, I literally last season, for instance, I had a fight in May. 3-4 days after, I got a call. Yeah, you're facing Rory in 7 weeks. Like, I'm a big guy, so my cut is not that easy. So not only do I have to cut again, I have to game plan. I have to there's so much going into it, and it's so easy to burn yourself out and be in fight shape. Try to stay in fight shape and at the peak for 7 weeks. You can't do that. So I believe that last season I found the best way for me to function. Like, how hard should I push when I'm 6 weeks out, 5 weeks out, you see what I'm saying? And then what do I do after the fight? How much can I gain? When do I get back? When do I it's not easy.
I'm sure. Yeah. It's all no release after, a couple of days, how much you eat have a couple nice meals and then forget about it, right back in camp.
And then back to it.
So speaking of that, when are you back to it? When's the next? When are you making the walk next?
June 23rd is the next one in Atlanta. That's when I'm gonna secure my playoff spot. And so I'm gonna. The fun thing was I had friends and family over from Sweden, and the last people actually went back home today. So I'm gonna just enjoy this weekend and then get back to the gym next week.
Love it.
Well, and so to kind of piggyback off of, you're from Sweden. They call you the Swedish Denzel. That was a joke made by Todd Harris when the PFL, right? But since then, have you become a Denzel Washington fan? Do you have a favorite movie with Denzel in it, or are you like, I'm the real Denzel in this world?
So why Denzel came up is because Denzel is my favorite, at least one of my favorite actors, right? And just short of like, because I did 2 movies in Vietnam with one of my best friends, right? So, and meeting up with PFL before the first season and them getting to know me, they asked me, how was it to see yourself on TV, like on the big screen, right? And I was like, I went in there, I expected everything, but it wasn't no Denzel. and making the first walk, like I knew nothing. They just called my name, and the Swedish, I'm like, the Swedish walk, like they caught me off guard when I made my walk to the fight. It was so fun. And then they asked me after, they was like, wait, what do you think? Can we use it? I'm like, yeah, go run with it.
Absolutely. So are you based in Vegas? Yeah, go ahead, talk.
Funny thing is, so last year before the finals, I believe it was, I don't remember which studio it was, that makes the Equalizer 3. They actually reached out to me and asked if I could fly out to Italy to maybe make a couple of stunts for the Equalizer 3 and sit down with Denzel probably and hopefully. That wasn't 100% sure and stuff like that. And I was like, I would love that, but it's 2 weeks before my finals. I'm not gonna fly to Italy, mess up the time difference, So
right.
the timing was off. So I had to say no to that one, which is like that bugged me a lot, to be honest.
That's crazy. You should have been the priority. They better build a schedule around you. Come on.
If it was if it was UFC or Belal, if it was a non-PFL promotion, right? You'd just be like, yeah, I'm going to take an extra month off, an extra 2 months.
100%.
Don't have the rush.
It's not every week they call me and be like, yeah, you might sit down with Denzel and do some movie thing. Like, I'm a dude, but like my first championship, nothing was going to make me take pivot. Like,
Exactly. Those opportunities will come. You're a young man. You got things coming. Plenty of years after your fight, it'll happen.
Appreciate you.
So I want to tell you, typically on this show, sometimes we do a game show. So you got to come back. We got to find another guy in the PFL roster, maybe one of your friends, someone you trained with, to get in and have a game show. I'm telling you, Cody.
For sure.
I'm
down. 100%.
Cody, you got anything else for him before we get him out of here?
No, I agree. I mean, it's not every day you have somebody as good looking as Denzel Washington on the program. Thank you very much for coming on the show, and we look forward to you reclaiming that PFL time. I think you're still the champ, right? You're defending your belt every time out, I think.
Listen, for me, the like it feels like you have something like a defensive mindset. I'm going for seconds.
I love it.
Yes, sir.
Reigning. Good stuff.
Yes.
$1 million.
That sounds much better.
I love it.
Yeah.
Great to have you on, man. Congratulations. We wish you all the best moving forward. We'll definitely have you back.
Appreciate you guys having me on. I'll be back. Just let me know and I'll back.
We got
Great
you.
to meet you,
Thank
man.
you, Sadibou.
All right. You two guys. Take care.
Amazing.
That was great.
Amazing. Had an opportunity to meet Denzel.
Gotta love that. So I just gotta say, Jason, as we were starting with this interview, I start looking at the comments, right? And I'm trying to see, I'm like, is anybody complimenting me? Are they giving me any adoration, as they do in the comments, as they should be.
Right.
And we got some fucking news.
No way.
Gilbert Burns, Belal Muhammad, May 6th.
5 rounds.
Five rounds. Let's go. big news. And we did get a text from our boy Belal that was confirming it. Right there. His number's not there, so I'm not doxing him. And I just said, Belal, you're a fucking gangster. That's what I said.
Bro, I'm speechless. The 5-round things has me. That it has to be 5 rounds. Main event, Muhammad Kome. Oh, I'm gonna be in the building. Hey, bully, you probably got your corner all set. I'm there. Let's go, kid. Let's go, kid. Dude,
Jason,
so 170.
Blue Taylor.
So title eliminator has to be. Let's go.
It's gotta be. I'm telling you, a finish by Belal Muhammad. He's swinging that title fight, and it's gonna be us on a plane to fucking Abu Dhabi. I just can't help but swear. I'm fucking pumped. I'm hype.
When I'm talking about Belal, I'm so disciplined with my language because I know he prefers fudge. But that's it. Dude, I'm speechless. Abs, man. Appreciate it. Let's nuts.
Go.
So I was hoping that was going to happen. Seems like Belal had a lot of control of how that all went down. How'd it go, kid?
Gotta love that.
I don't even know where to begin on that other than it's almost like I'm locked into like a mental training camp here all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Like,
it's tunnel vision. There is no May 7th. May 7th doesn't exist.
I got so many questions. I don't even know where to begin. So I gotta roll on. Last week I remember.
Like we should
go ahead.
Go ahead. I feel like we should
go ahead. I don't even know what the fuck to say, bro. I don't know what to say.
I'm hyped. Let's go.
But I'm almost like, you know how I say it, getting nervous watching Belal fight, which I've talked about. It's not like I'm nervous now that he's facing Gilbert. It's just that it's real. It's like I'm waiting for a fight so long. Now I don't. It's saving the card, no doubt about it.
No doubt about
that needle
it.
will be moved. We might remember the name. So let's get to some of this other stuff, and hopefully we'll see our boy in a minute and stuff. Let me just move on a little bit because I don't even know where I can't like. Maybe now I'm starting to have things to say because I'm all fired up, but maybe we'll see his face. Last week on Remember the Show, Muhammad Usman. So he's fighting Junior Tafa this weekend. Justin Tafa's brother. We were talking about
Junior
this injury,
right?
Yeah. Did I say Justin Tafa?
Well, behind the curtain, when we talked about this in the pre-show, I was like, that's not Justin Tafa, is it? And you're like, I don't know. It says Jay Tafa. I was like, maybe it is Justin Tafa. Who the fuck knows?
So you see his nickname is the Juggernaut. What a fucking nickname. Junior Tafa, the Juggernaut.
Junior the Juggernaut.
So 26 years old, making his UFC debut. So brother Justin Tafa against the brother of Kamaru Usman, Muhammad Usman. So last week, or a few days ago, I'm almost positive Usman was an underdog. It's a pick'em fight now. I don't know much about Junior Tafa, but it's like Mo Usman, let's go, right?
Oh, yeah. Former tough champion. I mean, the pedigree is there. He's the younger brother of Kamaru, right? I mean, that genetic gene pool. I mean, they should have another brother, and he'd be like 6'9". He'd be in the fucking NBA. He'd be huge. It'd be like King Usman, But, I mean, I don't know how he's a dog. I mean, he checks all the boxes. He trains in Denver, high altitude. They're back in that friggin' UFC Apex. I can't help but swear. I don't know how anybody gets on a radio program and doesn't swear. I bet I could do it. But yeah, I mean, Mo Usman swinging off of his Remember the Show championship momentum, I think is going to go in there and roll Junior Tafa, UFC debutant.
I like it. All right, let's get to the main event because I just really want to talk about Belal. I want to go get my sunglasses, get ready. If this guy better show up, I did see someone say 8 minutes. I got this new Apple computer, so my text show up on my computer. I think we might see the guy. Anyway, so main event this weekend, Sergey Pavlovich plus 140 against Curtis Blaydes minus 165. So Blaydes, the 4th ranked, Sergey number 3. I know the rankings don't matter, but Pavlovich, so he's won 5 straight and winning 5 straight in this division, all in the first round, by the way. Matters to me. This division's much more solid and deep than it's been past years. I know I've said that before. His last time out, December 3rd of last year, first round knockout, Bam Bam Tuivasa. Prior to that, the Black Beast. But his opponent, the well-known, well-rounded Curtis Blaydes, who I really want to see fight John Jones. So it's hard for me not to root for him in this spot. He's won 7 of 8, 3 in a row. Who do you like, man? Really interesting main event here.
Well, I think the line should be a lot further apart than it is. I feel like your brother said on the show Monday, Pavlovich did get that backup spot, for the last main event at heavyweight. But I kind of feel like that was more out of availability than ability. You know, I think Curtis Blaydes is the hardest test at heavyweight for anybody. His wrestling is next level. I don't think there's many people that can go toe to toe with him in a wrestling room. Pavlovich, you know, I was going back and looking at some tape today. The Overeem, I mean, granted, it was a couple of years ago, but Overeem took him down with relative ease. And that's not a guy that you really know for his single leg, double leg. You know, he kind of just threw him down. So the Reem. And that was before he went back to Ubereem. You know, he just picked up a year suspension from Glory, which Glory Kickboxing. What are you doing? You signed Alistair Overeem. You don't drug test him. Like, what are you doing? But I don't know how Curtis Blaydes isn't, you know, minus 225, minus 250 in this fight. You know, I think he's going to go in there and dominate him in the wrestling. It might not be the most fan-friendly fight. You know, I would say that that's probably going an over 4.5. You know, Curtis Blaydes by decision probably get you some nice juice, but that's where I'm rolling with this pick. And I'm picking the man of the hour, Belal.
Let's go.
The name.
Let's go.
Muhammad.
My brothers, what's up?
No, you tell us.
You guys heard the news, man. Like, for me, I want it to be known and for the world to realize that they don't make them like me. I'm the baddest dude in the division. I'm the baddest dude in the UFC, and I'm going to show it in 2 weeks what it really is.
I love it. 175 rounds, right?
Let's get it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're a main event fight. That's 3 rounds. You don't have time for that. I love 5 rounds all
Yeah,
day.
that's what I said. I'm like, bro, we're both trying to fight for the championship. We're both trying to be champions. Let's make it a 5-round fight. I'm ready for it. Don't sit there and don't throw at me with a good time, right? I love 5 rounds, and to me, it's not even about like, oh man, I didn't prepare for 5 rounds, this, and this. No, when it comes down to fighting at short notice, when it comes down to whatever the rounds is, it's like that's when your balls, your guts, your heart comes into play into all of that. And I don't think there's nobody on my level with all that.
Dude, so when the news broke, shout out Abs. Does he prefer ABZ or Abs, by the way? ABZ talks.
His name's
anyway,
Bull, but
so
yeah.
I know, but you know, I'm trying to drive traffic to him. But dude, when it popped up on the screen, Bully, like I don't even know what to say. Like I was like speechless. Like I don't even know what to say. Yeah, that's what pops up, and I'm just like, you know, shut down. But the 5-round thing is key. Like even earlier when we were talking about you in the fight, it's like when I think about you in a 3-round fight, it's like some of these 3-round fights don't feel long enough. And for guys that I look like champions, that I'm so happy it's 5 rounds. But dude, 16 days away, bro. Like,
yeah, honestly, I'm excited, man. I'm like pumped. When you get to that level, once you have a name and a date, it like changes everything. And then, you know, for me, it was like, you know, people are on, you know, Twitter and everything. Oh man, look, he doesn't want to fight. He's looking for a way out, asking for weight and everything like that. I'm like, bro, I was in Canada and I was like,
right,
man, I want to eat this poutine right now, man. Let's see if we can get a catch weight. It looked pretty good. It looked fire. I ended up eating it. It was really good. Got back, stepped on the scale. We were good, man. I was like, all right, cool. Let's get it.
Yeah, 189, huh? The scale heard round the world. 189.
Yeah, I stepped on. I was like, oh, okay, we're good. And then I stepped on the scale with no clothes on, and I'm like, you know, there'll be people out there looking for reflections and weird stuff. So I'm like, you know, I just supposed to want the clothes on. So we're all good with that.
Bahashinya Depot.
Dude, yeah, I was like, you know, let me post it. Then I'm like showing it to my wife over here, and she's like, look at it. She's like, I don't know. I think I can see like your butt cheek in it through the reflection. How do you want to post that? And I'm like, all right, cool. Never mind. Forget it. I was just supposed to want the pants on.
Dude, so
yeah, man, it's exciting. It was one of those things where you're just waiting for it and you're looking at it, and then, you know, they bring it up to you and you're like, is it going to happen? It's not going to happen, because I get into training mode right away. I'm in fight camp mode, and I'm in a different zone. Once I get a name and I get a date, and it's like, we're trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure it out. And then once we finally got the call, and I was like, all right, cool. Is it like set? And they're like, Dana's going to make the announcement later today. And I'm like, all right, once Dana makes the announcement, then I know it's real, because there was so much back and forth of, no, never mind. Wait, it could be this fight, or it could be a different fight, or it could be a different date. And then I was just like, bro, like I need to know right now, because I'm training hard and I'm fasted and I'm going freaking balls to the wall right now. And I'm like, if I don't need to do that, if I could get to sit there and just chill and eat dessert, I'll do that. So just let me know what it is. And I'm just glad it got done.
And last year, training camp during Ramadan, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, that was a full training camp. So for this one, it's not, because I just had this last week. Today was the final date. And then for me, it was like I was in camp with Nacho. we're training every day with him. So I had to be in camp. I had to be in shape to give him good rounds and to give him good work. It wasn't like I was in camp, but I was in camp. So like, I didn't want to I'm not a guy that like just does a couple rounds with him and then leaves. Like if I'm in training, I'm training hard. So regardless, I'm always training. I'm always working out. I'm always in the room. And then the momentum from him last week, winning that week, and then being at the fights, it just gets your blood boiling. You want to get back in there and you're like, bro, when is it going to happen? And then you're looking at it, timelines. You're like, when is this guy going to fight? They're talking about this guy or that guy. And I'm like, bro, when you get given an opportunity like this, it's like, you got to take it. It's like my Nate Diaz moment. It's the Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor. It's like this guy's taking everything I work for. I wanted the Khamzat fight. They gave it to Gilbert. I wanted the Masvidal fight. They gave it to Gilbert. So now they're talking about Gilbert fighting for the title. He's asking for it. So I'm like, all right, they want to give him everything that I want. So I'm going to have to take it from him.
Exactly. Yeah. Just keep.
And we love Dustin Poirier.
Winning.
You go at Dustin Poirier? Come on.
Exactly. You don't come at the diamond. What's wrong with this guy?
You don't do that. So, Belal, how much differently does it feel like, or is it like the same feeling? Like, so the Leon fight was pretty similar, right? It was like less time.
Yeah.
Does it feel similar to that when it's like your hair starts to, pull up on your skin, like you're just that excited?
Yeah, man, I get excited no matter what. That one was different because it was like your first moment to be a main event. Right. This one is, I've been there before. Now I know what the feeling is like. Now I know what the media is going to be like. Now I know what it's going to, all the extra stuff that comes with it. And then I know what it is to be in a full 5-round fight. So now I have the idea of everything now. So now for me, it's more comfortable. Now it's like people are making it a big deal. It ain't a big deal to me. I love to fight. This is what I live for moments like this, for moments when they call my name. And then at the end of the day, it's like growing up, I think it was DC against John Jones 1 or 2. And it was like, we had tickets to that fight. And I wasn't even in the UFC. I was a fan. And we were going to that fight. And then that fight got canceled. And it was like so heartbreaking. And I was like, what the fudge? That fight got canceled. But I was always a fan of all the fights. So it's like, for me, being a fan, it's like, if those people that are in New Jersey bought a ticket to watch Oliveira and Benil, they're like, fudge, we lost our co-main event. We need a co-main event. It's like, they just lost that opportunity. So if that's their first UFC event and they're like not excited anymore, it makes me want to get them excited. It makes me want to make them think like, dang, this guy stepped up for us. And that's my idea. That's the way I look at it now.
Love it. Look from other people, for looking out for other people's perspective, not your own. Love it.
Yeah, I want to be that guy. When Cowboy was the man, is because he was anytime, any place, anywhere. And I was like, I say that, so I got to be about it. Like, I'm not the one. I don't want to just be the guy that would say something like that. I'm like, yo, let's go. You don't think I would take it? I'll take it. I'm ready to go at any moment.
So, any scrambling for any members of your team to group and get together now? Is there any, like everyone has their own lives?
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the beautiful thing about my guys. It's a small group, but like I make one
phone call and they're all at my doorstep. There you go.
Yeah, I make one text and they're all at my doorstep. They're all ready to go. They're all, what's the date? What's the time? Let's go. They're all ready to, it's like the beautiful thing about it. And it's like the support I have. Those guys around me, they're the ones that are like,
see, everyone just blowing up the man now.
Yeah, exactly. And
most popular man in the UFC too. At this moment.
So they're trying to go like without do not disturb. I'm like, when I have those people around me that are support me and they realize how big a moment this is, and like whatever that I need, they're gonna be with me. They're gonna push me through it. That's all I needed. When I had my coach and my teammates, and like, bro, let's do it, man. I don't care what nothing else is. It ain't about this, and this. And I didn't have to ask for $1 million to do it, man. For me, it's not even about money. It's about the opportunity. It's about pushing it to be the best in the world and prove to every single person in this world that I am the best in the world. And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to show them what it is. And it doesn't really matter to me how much time it was. There's no excuses on the board now. For me, I put my mind to it now. And now I'm ready to go.
Well, so I know this has nothing to do with me, but I have to just tell you a very weird turn of events that I have to be in New Jersey for work that weekend. So I've been planning to be in Newark for like 6 weeks now. So you can be sure I'm be right behind my twin brother watching Remember the Name punch his ticket to the next welterweight championship fight as the #1 contender.
Let's go.
Mero will be there too. Dude, I'm so fired up right now. I'm going to jump through my screen. I was going to go run and get my sunglasses. I'm going to jump through the wall right now. Let's go.
Well, the question that Jason wanted to ask was if anybody doesn't show up, if Lou Taylor's flight gets delayed, Jason Anik's gonna be behind you with the Remember the Show banner, just ready to go and fight anybody that runs through, you know?
I love it. So mine is a great question, a bull. So Bully, love to Belal. Hope you don't mind me asking, but did UFC Dana say the winner definitely gets the next title shot?
Yeah, that was one of the biggest keys, saying this is the number one contender fight. This is the winner. The winner of this fight, their next fight's gonna be fighting for the title. So that's all I needed to hear. I didn't need to hear nothing else. So this is my title fight. So for me, it was like,
Exactly.
if I was given the opportunity to fight Leon in 3 weeks, I would take that opportunity. So for me, this is that opportunity to me fighting Gilbert in 3 weeks. That's my title fight. I beat him. I'm fighting for the title.
It is just so fascinating.
Leapfrog.
What's up?
That's what I'm thinking. We leapfrog, and then the king of Abu Dhabi comes back.
Dude,
Main event, Muhammad.
that might even get Khabib in the corner.
Exactly. And that the funny thing is, they're coming out to the States in May. He's like, yeah, we're coming out in May. We're going to be at AKA. So I was going to go down there and train with him in May. So I'm like, all right, maybe after the fight, we'll go over there.
Yeah, just go celebrate. Go eat some donuts with them.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Right.
It is funny though, when it started, when the rumblings about this fight started, I was going to start sending you pictures of donuts because once Bully shuts down the sweets, he likes, just seeing sweets, right? You don't mind.
No,
People
exactly.
sending-
Man. And it's crazy because my mom made like this crazy dessert yesterday. She saw on like Instagram, and I was like, maybe one bite. Maybe, you know what? I'm asking my brother, how does it taste? And I'm like, nah, I'll wait to make sure this fight happens. If it happens, then I'm not going to do it. If it doesn't happen tomorrow, then I'm going to eat it tomorrow for sure. And then I got the call. I was like, all right, cool. Forget it. I don't eat it right now.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I will say, like, is 189? I know you put it out publicly. I mean, is that right where you'd sort of probably want to be right about now, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's honestly, that's normally where I am. And it's like, once my body realizes that it's in weight cut mode, it's in fight mode, like I can adjust right away. And for me, I'm like, I'm training on fumes right now. So I'm training with nothing in my body.
Right.
So it's going to be, when Monday comes, I'm going to be pushing through a lot harder with everything now. It's going to make everything a lot easier.
I hear you. That the timing could work out very well, almost like a boot camp, depriving yourself into some real nutrition training. I love it.
No, exactly. And then like I tell people, like my mental state right now is in a different, it's on a different freaking platform right now. Like my head's clear, my mind's clear. Like it's been nothing but religion, nothing but getting closer to God right now. And then it's like training and stuff during this time is just my head mentally right now. I can't wait to get into this fight, and I can't wait to just show the world what I'm capable of doing.
I love it. So what's on the agenda tonight? You just trained a little bit. You just had a little bit of food, and then probably a little bit of rest, I would assume.
Yeah. Today was the last day of Ramadan, so that was our last day of fasting. I got the family mad at me right now. My mom wants to like kill me because I'm like, they're going to Cleveland to see cousins and stuff for like a party. And then I'm like, oh, I can't go. She's like, well, you could go for one day. I'm like, no, I cannot. It's 2 weeks away. There is no
exactly.
1 day.
No, exactly.
She like sending me hate messages and all this kind of stuff. So I got to get through that. But yeah, for me, I had 2 training sessions already, trying to get food in, and then it's basically getting into work, man.
If you don't mind me asking, who will the 3 cornermen be?
It's going to be Lewis Taylor, Mike Valle, and then my boy Horacio.
I love it. I always have to, I know Lou's your boy and always there, but sometimes, we need to have Lou back on the show. You know what I mean? It's like, I always ask that question, just making sure Lou's going to be in the corner.
Oh yeah. There will never be a time. I'll never have a fight where Lou's not going to be there.
And it's just interesting because, right, you've cornered Jared in the past, right?
Yeah.
And I know you're not regularly in his corner, but the timing of everything, like, what if you were out there focused on him right now,
That's the crazy part, because the thing is, he was calling me to be in his, I was going to not be in his corner, but I was going to go down there and help him to train until Thursday. So I was going to go down there until Thursday, and then Gilbert was going to be in his corner. So like I was going to go down there Thursday because Gilbert couldn't get down there till Thursday. So I was going to go Monday to Thursday to help him. And then Gilbert was going to come Thursday and corner him. But then once we got the call for all that, I'm like, oh man, I don't know. Then he's like messaging me every day, like, yo, is the fight happening or not happening? Because I'm trying to figure out my corners. And I'm like, I hate to be putting him through a situation because, it's your fight weekend. You don't want to be dealing with all the extra stuff. But I'm like, bro, I'm just waiting for them. It ain't even on me. It's the UFC.
I love it. I love it. Well, dude, I want to let you go. I could jump through the ceiling right now, but go get some rest, some nutrition. Maybe we'll see you next Thursday, but maybe not. I know the Thursday after is fight week. So
For sure.
even if you find a different time, but dude, do your thing, man. We're pulling for you. I said, I'm in like mental training camp for me. I was like frozen all of a sudden. I was like, I didn't know what to say. Because it is for those that care about you, it is a mental shift. And when I don't have a few months. I got 16 days. Let's go.
And then for me, I was like on my way home, and I was like, and I saw Dana saying he's gonna make an announcement, and I'm like, it was like 7:25 here, and I was like, man, I gotta do it on the show though. I gotta come on the show. And then all of a sudden, I got stopped by a stupid train, and I was like stuck in traffic behind this train for like 20 minutes, and I was like so mad. I like went to 7-Eleven and got water to break my fast in the car, and I was like, I gotta have on the freaking show right now.
Absolutely. Well, dude, Cody, if you have nothing else, we'll get out of here on that. Remember the name Muhammad, May 6th, co-main event, 5 rounds, punching his ticket to the championship arena. Dude, let's go. Great to see you. All love. Can't get enough. Episode 98 in the books. Remember the show. We'll see y'all next Thursday. Have a good night.
Peace.
Let's go.